Q2, week 3, and today is Thursday. One day closer to Friday. Woohoo! Can't wait. Alright, number 1. We have 1/3 times the quantity, 6/5 x minus 3. What property do we need to do? Distributive. So I take 1/3 times 6/5. I'm just going to do 1/3 times 6/5. And as we learned, we can cross cancel, right? By 3, this becomes a 1, this becomes a 2. So now I have 2/5, and then don't forget the x. Then I do 1/3 times, and you have to take that -3 with it. So it's 1/3 times like a -3 over 1. Cancel out my 3's. And 1 times 1 is 1, 1 times 1 is 1, but that's going to be a -1. So now I just rewrite it. I have 2/5 x minus 1. And I'm done. Number 2, which expression has a value of 74 when x is 10, y is 8, z is 12? So what I have to do is I actually have to come in and do all of these problems. I'm just going to start with A. So A is 4 times x times y times z. So 4 times x is 10 times y is 8 times z is 12. And we want it to equal 74, correct? Now, I can tell you right now, 10 times 12 is 120, so is this going to equal 74? So can I just be done? Yeah. B, we have x plus 5y plus 2z. X is 10 plus 5 times 8 plus 2 times 12. This is still 10. This is 40. This is 24. So this is 50 plus 24, and that is 74. So I found my answer, right? So I'm done. You always go through all of them until, but sometimes you just don't have to do all the work. Just set it up, and then, okay, if I did that multiplication, I'm already over. 3. -5 times the quantity, 1 plus 6n equals 5n minus 5. Before I do anything, what property do I need to do? Distributive. The distributive property. So that's a -5 times 1 is a -5. -5 times a +6 is a -30n. Then rewrite what you have on the other side. Now I can draw my line. Now I can move stuff around. It doesn't really matter what I move. I'm going to, which one do you guys want to move? This 5 or this 5? This one? Yeah? Okay. So I'm going to add 5, right? So that a negative and a positive becomes a 0. So then I have minus 30n equals 5n. Then I'm going to add 30 to both sides. So I have 0 equals 35n. Divide by 35, divide by 35, 0 divided by anything is still 0 equals n. Rewrite it, n equals 0. Don't forget to rewrite it. Start getting used to rewriting it with your letter in front. 4, if you want to place a 10.5-inch wide picture frame in the center of a 4-foot wall, how much space will be on each side of the picture? Okay, I have a 4-foot wall, right? From there to there. I want a 10.5-inch to be in the center. You with me on that? Okay? But that's inches and this is feet. So what do I need to change first? Feet to inches. So I take 12 times 4 is 48. So now I know I have a 48 inch wall. And then I take the 48 inches and I subtract, I would make this into a decimal. 10 and a half. You don't have to. How many of you changed that to a decimal? How many of you left it as a fraction? Okay, you'll come up with the same answer. So I've got 10.5. So I have to borrow 37 and a half inches, but now I want to know what's on each side. So what do I do with the 37 and a half? Divide it by 2. 2 goes in there once. 1 left. 2 goes into 17. 8, which is 16. 1 left. Bring up your decimal. Bring down your 5. 2 goes into 15 7 times. 1 left, add a 0. 2 goes into 10 5 times. So I have 18.75 inches, which is 18 3/4 inches on each side. Oops, sorry guys. Number 5, 16 is greater than or equal to 4 times the quantity z minus 7. What do I need to do? Distributive property. So I'm just going to leave it. 16 is greater than or equal to 4 times z is 4z. 4 times a negative 7 is an, oops, that doesn't look like a z. 4 times a negative 7 is a negative 28. Now draw my line. Now get to work. Box that up. Add 28 to both sides. 8 and 6 is 14. So I got 44 is greater than or equal to 4z. Divide by 4. Divide by 4. And 11 is greater than or equal to z. Rewrite it. Z is less than or equal to 11. How come I didn't have to switch my sign when I divided?
You didn't have to divide by.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, because it was positive.
Because you're divided by a positive. You only switch it if you're dividing or multiplying, by a negative. Write an inequality that represents the graph below. It is a filled-in circle. So x is going to be, and it's to the right, so it's going to be greater than or equal to 4. In the problem to the left, solve the inequality and represent it on the number line below. So we found, and I saw some of you going back to yesterday's assignment for number 7, it was 2x plus 16 is greater than or equal to 300. That's what we left it at yesterday. Now we have to solve it, because yesterday we didn't have to. So I draw my line. Box up my 2x, subtract 16 from both sides. I need to do a lot of borrowing here. And I have 2x is greater than or equal to 284. Then I box up my x again, divide by 2, divide by 2, x is greater than or equal to, 2 goes into 2 once, 2 goes into 8 4 times, and 2 goes into 4 2 times. Now to graph this, you're going to want some big numbers. So I'm just going to go like 140, 142, 144, 146, 148. And x is greater than or equal to. So I fill in the circle at 142 and I arrow to the right. You can use whatever numbers you want, you just have to have at least 142 and some numbers greater than that. And number 8. I cannot spend more than $35 at the school book fair. Posters are $5. How many books can I buy if they are $6.50 each? And I want to buy 1 poster. So I can't spend more than $35, so I'm starting with $35. I'm going to take away the $5 for my one poster, correct? So then I'm gonna have $30 left to spend. What do I take? I take 30 and I divide it by what? $6.50, because that's how much it costs for a book. So I'm going to move my decimal 2 places to the right. And then if I do it there, I have to move it 2 places to the right here. Did any of you just get rid of that 0?
Yeah.
That's what I would do. So actually that's what I'm going to do. So instead of moving it 2 places, I really only have to move it once. So I'll show you, so just in case it confuses some people what I was just saying. I'm just gonna divide it by 6.5, because that other 0 is not needed. So then I'm going to move the decimal 1 place. 1 place. So then I'm gonna rewrite it as 300 divided by 65. 65 doesn't go into 3 or 30, but it goes into 300, I think about 4 times. So then I'm gonna do 65 times 4, which is 20, 24, 25, 26. Yep, that works. 260. So I have 40 left, and I'm gonna add a 0, bring it down. I'm going to have a remainder, correct? I'm gonna have a remainder of something, or I'm going to have a decimal. I can only buy whole books. So is my number of books gonna be 4 or 5? 4, because I can't, I'll have just a little bit of money left over. So I can purchase 4 books and the 1 poster.